Hi BookTube, it's Matteah, aka BookTube Chronicles. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be recommending some of my favorite Sapphic books. Sapphic, if you don't know, is women who love other women, queer women, all that, whatever you want to call it. We love them. I am one, and there are not enough Sapphic books out there, and it can be really hard to find good ones, especially ones with good rep. And so, as an avid reader of Sapphic literature and someone who has many a favorite Sapphic book that do not get recommended enough, I would love to share some of my favorites with you guys to make these books more hyped as they deserve. The first book I want to recommend is Of Fire and Stars by Audrey Colthurst. This book follows Denna, who is a princess of a kingdom, and she has fire powers. But she is betrothed to the prince of another kingdom, so she must go to that other kingdom to marry him. But fire powers are taboo in the kingdom that she's marrying into, so she must hide her powers because nobody knows that she has them. In addition to that, she ends up falling for the prince's sister, Mare, who's this horse-riding, very sarcastic, a little rough around the edges princess who wants nothing to do with the throne, and she's very well contrasted with Denna's more princessy feminine nature. This is one of the first Sapphic books that I read, and I absolutely adored it. It has all the tropes that I like: betrothal, but reversal of betrothal, the princess and the commoner trope, just generally anything with royalty. And it's so hot, so well written. I love the fantasy world, and it's also very tense because Denna has to hide both these powers that she has and her growing attraction for the wrong person. And it's just amazing, and it's very not loved enough in the BookTube community. The next work I have is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This is about an orc named Viv who is retiring her mantle as a warrior and quester on D&D style missions because she wants to settle down and start a bake shop. So this book is all about kind of the trials and struggles of starting her own shop, and along the way she befriends and eventually falls in love with the succubus, and they're super cute, just very cozy fantasy vibes, high fantasy world with low stakes, and I thought it was super cute, super cozy, very comforting, and I loved the characters and their romance. And so if you're looking for just a cozy, happy Sapphic time where not to be really worried or thinking about anything, I would definitely recommend this. The next book I'm going to recommend is very popular on both BookTube and Book Talk, so I'm not going to go over the synopsis very much or spend very long on it, but it is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Everyone is correct in what they say about this book. It's so beautifully written, and the actual main love story is incredible. And I grew to be very fond of Evelyn Hugo despite all of the problematic decisions that she may have made. It's a very beautiful book and definitely tugs at my heartstrings and will always have a very special place in my heart. So I couldn't make a list of Sapphic recommendations and not recommend this book because it is a very core piece of the Sapphic canon in today's day. The next book I'm going to recommend is Music from Another World by Robin Talley. This follows two girls in 1970s California as they discover themselves, grow to understand their feelings for each other, and form a super close bond. I adored this book. It really gave me insight into what it might have been like to be a queer woman in the 1970s. I really love learning about the past of the queer community because of a history that's not often told, but that makes me feel very grateful for where I am and all the people who have come before me to make me be able to live the life that I do. And I thought it was such a sweet romance, very emotional, very moving, and I cared for the two characters so much. So if you're looking for a beautiful, a little bit sad, but ultimately hopeful Sapphic romance with a historical background and historical information, I would definitely recommend this. The next two books are in the sports gay genre because I eat this genre up. I adore it so very much. The first is Home Field Advantage by Dahlia Adler. This is the female quarterback and the cheerleader trope, the head cheerleader. They are so adorable. I don't have very much to say about this. There's not really that much plot other than that, but there didn't need to be because I knew that what it was going in. That's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I got. And I listened to the audiobook for this one and I was giggling, kicking my feet, screaming, throwing up, all of the adjectives. It was so cute and I was physically reacting to it because it was so adorable and I loved these girls so much. And the other one, She Drives Me Crazy by Kelly Quinlan, basketball player and cheerleader trope. It's enemies to lovers, fake dating, so they don't get along at first, but then one of them crashes into the other's car and then they have to carpool together, and so because of that then they come up with a plan to get back at one of their exes and they grow to like each other in the process. And again, just nothing much to say other than that it gave what it needed to give, it gave what I was expecting, and I ate up every single second of it. And it was also another great audiobook that had me kicking my feet and giggling and smiling like an idiot. So both of those, incredible. 10 out of 10. No notes. Love them to death. The next rec is another more emotional one. It is a more recent read, and I also read it on audiobook and had an amazing audiobook, so I'm starting to see a trend here. But it is Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfeld. This book is so beautifully written. I could see it playing out in my head like a movie so perfectly. And this is a Sapphic book where the fact that they're both women really doesn't play into the narrative. So if you like that sort of thing, that's definitely a plus in there, and I really enjoyed that. I don't mind narratives where it's analyzing the queerness, but it's also nice to have books where that isn't the main focus of the story. This book follows two women, one of whom went down in a submarine under the sea to study stuff in the ocean and got stuck under there for several months. And her wife was stuck up on Earth, not knowing what was happening, where she was, if she was ever going to come back. And so it kind of does the dual timeline of the past of what happened when she was under the sea and the wife's experience while she was away, and then now where the wife who had gone under the water, I'm so sorry, I don't remember either of their names, she's experiencing a lot of PTSD from this experience, but it's expressed through fantastical elements, like her nose keeps bleeding, or she'll just want to sit and bathe in water all day, and she slowly just starts to descent into kind of madness, and you're watching the wife who was stuck on Earth kind of have to come to grips with this, and it's very haunting but beautiful. So if you're looking for something a little bit creepy, I would definitely recommend this. The next rec is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. Another one I read on audiobook. Oh my god, wait, I was seeing such a pattern here. But this follows main character, read it 3 years ago, so I don't remember her name. I'm so sorry again. But she is running for prom queen to get a scholarship to go to college because her little brother is really sick, and so grandparents are paying a lot of hospital bills for that. She doesn't want them to worry about that, so she's trying to win prom queen so she can pay for college. but there's this other girl who's also running for prom queen that she starts to become friends with and get close with, and then eventually they start dating, you know the drill. But I found it super heartwarming. Again, just a fun sapphic romance that has some more sad elements, realistic elements, but ultimately was very hopeful. And I really liked the prom aspect personally, because I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. And I loved the main character was very dynamic, very well written, and I liked the black queer woman intersection, and as well as the disabled rep with her brother, because that kind of stuff you don't see very much in YA. So I thought it was a very well written, very enjoyable sapphic story. The next book I'm going to be talking about is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. This is, again, not a purely sapphic book. I'm just recommending this because the main character is bi, but I really resonated with the rep with how April's biness was written, and I have to give Hank Green props for this as a cis straight man. I thought it was wonderful, and the relationship between her and her girlfriend in this book made it even better for me, because I adore this book. So really I just want everybody to read it. But it follows April, who's the first person to discover these robots figures, which she dubs Carl's, and her friend post a YouTube video about it that goes viral because she's the first person to document finding one of these when they pop up all around Earth all at the same time suddenly one day, and she shoots up into internet fame. So it's a very good analysis on internet fame and the current digital age we live in by an internet creator. And I loved the mesh of the sci-fi elements with the modern day commentary. And April is such a fascinating character because she's kind of morally gray. She's not perfect by any means, and I really love her for that. The final book I'm going to recommend is Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. I have read 3 Alexandria Bellefleur novels, all of the books in her Written in the Stars series, and I've loved all of them so much, but I'm going to recommend this one because this is the first one that I read, and it is set Christmas time in Seattle, which is where I go to school, and 2 girls, they agree to fake date during the Christmas season to kind of please both of their families. One of their brothers is the one who set them up, so they're like, we're just gonna make him happy and pretend like we're dating. And then they get close through that. They go to several very adorable dates. Very steamy. This is new adult for those who primarily read YA. But the characters are in like their 20s, and I can really relate to them, and I thought it was so entertaining, so cute. It gave me all the warm, happy feelings, especially paired with the Christmas setting. And Alexandria Bellefleur deserves her flowers in the romance genre because she can write a romance, especially a sapphic romance. And it was just wonderful. And those are all the books that I have to share with you today. I hope you found something that you want to read on this list. Please drop below your favorite sapphic book, and if you've read any of these, let me know what you thought. And I'm always looking for new recs because, like I said at the beginning, it can be very hard to find sapphic books because the market for them isn't as big as male of male books or straight books. So I'd love your recs. And my Instagram, TikTok, and Goodreads and Storygraph, all that fun stuff will be in the description. Other than that, I hope to see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Have a great day. I love you.